Yeah, is it okay?
Yes, yes, it's okay, clear.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so today we are going to look at what is actually research in a final year project. And when we do research, means that it is actually some sort like a road for us to become a researcher. Yeah, so we bring you to the world of research. Yeah, so we want to know about few concepts that we have in research. Yeah, sometimes we want to know about what is actually the research question, research objective. Yeah, and few other terms, because if you don't know about the terminology and the concept in the research, it's going to be difficult, because during your presentation, examiner will ask you about what is your research aim, yeah, of your research, and so on. And then what is actually the relationship between this concept and that concept, and so on, in research. So today, hopefully, you will get some idea of what is actually research. Okay. Okay, I will share you this slide after this presentation. Okay, so these are some of the agenda that I plan to share with all of you tonight. Yeah. So the first one, we want to know what is actually research, and then how we can start your research, and then we will look also into few have in research, because when you want to do research, it's either you do research in PSM or master project or PhD project, or in postgraduate or in postdoctoral project or whatever. It's actually, the process is quite similar. Yeah, it's quite similar. Just the detail of the research that you conduct in different level is different. Yeah. Okay, and then we will also look into what is inside the research thesis, because this is very important for you to know, because you will come up with your research thesis, research project for research thesis, and so on. And then we will also look into research do and don'ts. Yeah, and then I will conclude the presentation with conclusion and summary about research. Okay, before I start, yeah, can someone help me? Yeah, in chat. Okay, in chat. Yeah, can you explain, yeah, or statement, what is your understanding about research? Anybody? Okay, you show your, what we call, any definition lah, if you can. Okay, I want to look in chat now. Okay. Hopefully you can have some idea of what is actually research before we start. Okay, no worries, I know someone is actually googling and so on. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I will start until someone put it in the chat. Research is what? Yes, research is what? I can see that we have a lots of participants in this. Yeah. Oh, we have 63. Wow, oh my God. We have Adam Afiq, Adam Haika. Where is Ahmad Marwan? Where is? Okay. Aisha. Okay. Alia. Okay, Alia. So thank you. Formulate problem statement, make thesis statement, and find. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Alia. And then Mashita talk about finding certain topic. Yes, yes. Research. Solve problem. Good, Liana. Oh, Ruki. My student. Okay, I still remember Ruki. Okay, research improving latest technology. Okay, Solihin. Solihin. I believe research is a method of discovering new solution towards any problem. Research close with problem. Yeah, without problem, yeah, we don't do research. Okay, so research and problem is very close together. Yeah, and also improvement and so on. Look, research. Okay, before we start, yeah, for student project, yeah, maybe for PSM, for example, you need to pass your project one first. What you have in your project one is the proposal. Yeah, is the proposal. But in PSM or in master project also, normally your proposal is not only 3 chapters, but we need 5 chapters. So in other words, part of the objective one need to be complete during your project one. Part of your one need to be complete during your project one. Some student might think that, okay, I just submit 1, 2, 3, that's it. Okay, for the PSM project. No, that's not correct. Okay, same with master students. We want to see some of the result, yeah, in initial result. We call it as an initial result during your project one. Okay, so you need to pass. There is no choice for you. Okay, and then after that, you will continue the journey until you finish project 2, then you pass and goodbye. Yeah, goodbye from UTM. Okay, so you finish your study, Alhamdulillah. Okay, now for final year project undergraduate, okay, you have 2 direction. It's either you will do the system development or you will do research project. Okay, so there is 2 direction. But for master students, PhD student, only one direction exists, which is research. If they like or not in research project. Okay, and for PhD especially, we require some novelty. Yeah, some novelty from their thesis. Okay. Okay, what is research? Okay, just now student already put the terminology. Okay, let's look what is actually research. Research is a systematic and organized process of inquiry that aims to discover, yeah, interpret and apply knowledge. You want to discover something. Okay, example, you have some hypothesis, yeah. So you want to test is either that hypothesis is correct or wrong, yeah. So from research, you conduct research, you will get the answer at the end of the research that you do. Okay, so research need to research, yeah, refine and so on. Okay, another terminology for research is it is a scientific way. Yeah, means that step-by-step process. Okay, you cannot jump to conclusion when you do research. No, yeah, I think I'm going to this and so on. Is no, yeah, you conduct the research, yeah, and then you need to analyze and do some literature review. Then only you identify a method and so on. Okay. So research is a scientific way of answering question and testing hypothesis. You want to test hypothesis, okay, especially in social science, okay, they want to test some hypothesis, okay. So from research, it will answer that question, okay. Research is concerned on 2 part, which is the what and how, okay. What, when we talk about what, yeah, it related to the fact and conclusion. That's why during presentation, some you click the A, what is your justification? Because researcher A, yeah, when you study, researcher A mentioned this, researcher B mentioned this, and so on, yeah. So you make some table for analysis or comparison, okay. So that table show the analysis that you conduct, yeah, based on that existing study, okay, related to your problem or domain, okay. And then how? When we talk about what is going to be fact and conclusion, and how answer the scientific, yeah. So what is the process when you mention something, the hypothesis or maybe the aim or research question and so on, how you show the result, okay. So it's going to be scientific and it need the critical component when you run the process, okay. So we look the concept first. After this, I will share with you few example, okay. Okay, again, as we know, research is systematic. Yeah, it has a specific process. Okay, so when we talk about re means again. Yeah, you need to research. Okay, search means find something. And when we talk about research process, it shows that you need to research or find again and again, iterative process, yeah, together with showing it in step-by-step process, yeah. And normally research has few phases involved, okay, few phases. And if you look at the research framework, okay, it will show nicely, okay, it will show nicely. For example, you have research question 1, you will have research objective 1. How will you conduct this research objective? To achieve this research objective, it will have few process. And then it goes to the research question 2. You will have objective 2. And then what are the process, yeah, that you need to conduct until you get the result? Yeah, if you get the objective 1 result, it will pass to the objective 2. The result from the objective 2 will pass to the objective 3. And normally objective 3, you will validate something and so on. Okay, so that's the process. It depends on what research that you are conducting. Okay, so doing research require you to love data. Yeah, you cannot ask ChatGPT, yeah, to give you all the materials and so on. You need to observe and review from journal, okay, to read journals, yeah. For example, like PhD, sometimes it requires you to read around thousands of journal, and then you need to make some what we call summary and so on, based on the, because inside when you read on that, yeah, you will find the some method or solution and possible solution that will become the what we call result, or that will drive you to get the result of your research, yeah. Okay, so you have no choice, you need to love data, yeah. That's why when you do research, our data set, yeah, how you conduct and get the data set. For example, if you do research, qualitative research, yes, normally it requires some survey, yeah, or questionnaire. How you develop the questionnaire, okay? You cannot just, find from internet, get the questions, and then that's it. That is a research question that I'm going to send and deliver to the respondent. No, there is a proper process, okay? Proper process until you come up with a nice questionnaire before you submit to the what we call respondent, yeah. You need to conduct, sometimes you need to have a theoretical framework, or you need to find what are the concept, because you need to come up with the questions, and then you need to run the pilot test first, yeah. Test first your survey question before you deliver to the real person, yeah. You test the pilot test, and then sometimes you also need to have the what we call um confirmation, yeah, confirmation that your questionnaire is not will pass certain standard, is not the question is not what we call asking something that is sensitive and so on. All that require process, okay. So research involve what we call investigation, subject or problem. Through what? Through collection, analysis, and interpretation. You need to collect data, you need to analyze, and then you need to interpret the data. Okay? And normally the research goal is because we want to advance understanding. Yeah? Or maybe because we want to solve certain problem in certain area. Okay? Thus, it will contribute to the existing body of knowledge. Yeah, sometimes we want to see that from your research, you can will give a contribution to the body of knowledge. Yeah, so sometimes, for example, like in PhD, we want to see the result, even the what we call the improvement that you make from the algorithm that you introduce is 0.0005, for example. That is a contributions from your research, yeah, contribution from your research. Okay, these are some of the example of a research project. I think in PSM website, yeah, Ms. Hazina already shared the list of previous that you can give you some idea of what are the potential research project that you want to propose. Okay, so for example, like this one, adapting cyber psychology explorative model to evaluate pubbing risk, yeah, among UTM student, for example, or this one, support vector machine, yeah, base intrusion detection. All this is actually from my previous student. And then some are doing on the comparative study on the performance of some consensus and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then an internet of thing and so on. Okay. So different topic will have different method. Yeah. Different. So research have that. Some research, yeah, require you to do survey. Yeah. But some research require you to focus on the secondary data. Yeah, some research maybe because we have different research, qualitative, quantitative, mixed method. Yeah, there are a lots of types of research. Okay, so you need to discuss with your supervisor. Okay, and some supervisor they have some what we call idea. Yeah, on the research. Okay, research process. So what is actually the process when you want to conduct research, okay, from one step to another step. Okay, it's quite common. Yeah, it's quite common. You need to define the topic that you want to do. Yeah, for example, I'm interested in wireless sensor network. Okay, I'm interested in the artificial intelligence in quantum computing, for example. Yeah, or maybe I'm interested in looking at the psychology factor among school students. Okay, you need to identify the topic. Yeah, it's either your topic is cybersecurity or graphic or multimedia or software engineering. Yeah, or anything. Yeah, or maybe you're interested on IoT, but you want to see in software engineering perspective, for example. Yeah, so define the topic. Yeah, so try do some topic that is interest you. Yeah, you interested on that, then you go. Because if the topic you you interested on certain topic, when you read, yeah, when you okay, when you read topic, it will give you some idea lah. Yeah. Okay, and then for the narrow the topic. Yeah, so for example, that's why it's common. Okay, so you define the topic and then you narrow down the topic. Okay, for example, just now I mentioned about cybersecurity, for example. Okay, cybersecurity, particularly in security risk. What is the narrow down? What is actually the what we call security risk that you are interested on? Maybe you're interested on the critical asset of security. Okay, when you decide that, you need to gather all the background information about the topic, about the narrow topic that you study. Yeah, and then you will create the research questions. Okay, and then normally for research, especially for PSM, you will have around 3 research questions. 3 research question, 3 research objective. Yeah, and then you need to develop a working thesis statement. You need to identify what is actually your research aim, what is the research question, what is the research objective, and so on. And then you will need to find and evaluate sources. Sources can come from different resources. Okay, it could come from journal, it could come from secondary data. Yeah, so journal and so on, or data report, that is a secondary data. Or it could come from the primary data. Yeah, you do direct survey to the respondent and so on. Yeah, that is a primary data. You gather the information direct from the first or the primary source. Yeah, and then after that, you need to cite all the sources that you find. Yeah, that's why I said research require fact. Okay, fakta. Okay, and fakta need to be correct. Okay, and precise. And then after that, you will when we write paper, in your case, you will write the thesis. Okay, writing thesis. And when you write thesis, remember, writing thesis is not similar with you write common assignment or report. It need academically writing. Yeah, academic writing. So after this, for those who wants to do research, yeah, for PSM, give some time, read what is academic writing. Okay, so for example, one more thing, yeah, if you have table or figure in your thesis, you need to explain each of the table. Yeah, none table should exist without explanation in thesis. Okay, in thesis. Okay, how to start your research? Wow, how to start your research? Yeah, different. If you ask your senior, yeah, different student will have different answer. Okay, some come from this one, some come from that one, some come from this one, and so on. Yes, starting research come from angle. Okay, for example, let's look at this. Okay, this some of the common lah. Yeah, maybe some will have another process. For example, the first one, yeah, supervisor project grant. Your supervisor has grant, and when he or she has grant, they require student to do research. Okay, some grant maybe they can divide into or segregate into few project research. Okay, so for example, 3 students will do one project, for example. So it depends on supervisor if they have the project grant, or supervisor have some new idea. Yeah, remember, lecturer play with, yeah, sometimes when they have enough time, yeah, or they need to improve their what we call information in their lecture notes, yeah, they need, or it require them to study. Yeah, it require them to look at the existing and so on, especially in computer science. Okay, the knowledge is very dynamic, so we need to read a lot. Okay, so sometimes when they read, they look at the journal, they look at the report, they look at the website and so on, they get some idea. Oh, this is idea, and then they will put in the idea banks. Okay, so that could be another what we call direction. And then after that, when they have new student, they will share, are you interested on this one, something like that. That is supervisor new idea. And then a student interest domain, domain that he or she interested on. Okay, and then based on the consensus discussion with supervisor, and then you come up with the topic. Okay, or we have industry real problem requests. Okay, we have collaboration with industry, with university, and sometimes industry offer, yeah, some problem, yeah, which require research. Okay, so that could be one of it. And then idea from existing, you read and you get some idea. If this using solution X, I want to use solution Y, for example. Okay, it's not similar. Okay, maybe you change the top domain, you change the problem, and so on. Okay, it's going to be different. Yeah, or maybe top-down project. Yeah, or maybe student find real problem, and then he or she propose. Or when you is a result from a student study searching. Yeah, you search from journal and you look at the future work, then give you some idea as your improvement. Okay, the first one, you can approach your potential supervisor. Yeah, so every lecturer will have their own expertise and domain area that they are interested on, yeah, for doing research. So approach your potential supervisor. Okay, and then in faculty, like I mentioned just now, each lecturer belongs to certain research group or RG. Yeah, for example, in my case, I am currently heading the assurance result. Okay, so in my ISRG team, yeah, we have different expertise. Okay, for example, here we have Dr. Anazida, Dr. Norafida, and so on. Yeah, so each of them will have different expert. Okay, for example, Miss Rashida is on the cryptography, yeah, and then Dr. Bander will be on the malware analysis. Okay, Dr. Mahiza will be on the privacy, yeah, and so on. Okay, so consult your potential supplier. And then, yeah, for example, in RG will have lots of research area. This is an example of research area in security. There are a lot. Can you see that? Cyber threat intelligence, yeah, security policy, database forensic, digital forensic, security data, yeah, visualization, and then cyber psychology, social media, phishing, and so on. Yeah. So this is in security area. So choose your research area wisely. If you look at this is an example of the knowledge map of cybersecurity domain. So you can see that in cybersecurity domain, physical security operation, we have security architecture, we have risk assessment, and then maybe you interested on certain. You want to do, for example, vaulting in key and secret management of cryptography. So you are doing on the father, the branch parents is the security architecture. Okay. Or maybe you want to do something on the social engineering penetration testing, it will be from here. Or you just want to see the third party vendor privacy. So it's going to be something, something in here. Yeah. So this is what uh, the topic narrow down. For example, cybersecurity, maybe it's a brief domain. Yeah. You go specific, you go deeper, yeah, and narrow down the area. Because for your project, you will need only one part. Yes. So research require you to focus and going specific. Okay, going specific. Okay, or maybe supervisor new ideas. For example, this is my idea I propose, and I will put in the proposed research project title. So I just throw away any idea. Yeah. So in the area of IoT, maybe security management in the blockchain and so on. Yeah. So when I read, I have some idea and then I put here. Okay. And normally if I have a master students or any students, yeah, normally I will share with them. Are you interested on this? Yeah. Some student they will do, but if student, normally when I ask student, I will ask is either they have their own topic first, yeah, because sometimes they do some research, and then I will appreciate, and then maybe if it sounds good, so you can just, okay, video letter. Oh, I should record. Yeah, the record is in progress. Sure. Yeah, Miss Hazina, we share maybe. Okay, guys, maybe another example is the result from your searching. Okay, let's go to the PSZ, and then because PSZ has thousands of journal that they subscribe for students, yeah, doing research. For example, you go to the PSZ, yeah, http library.utm.my, go to the online database. When you click at the online database, it will bring you to thousands of journal and material. And this is, wow, yeah. So PSZ subscribe, yeah, 1,000. And subscribe is not, cheap. Okay. So just go. Yeah. There are lots of material for student. For example, in database, you can see sample of thesis worldwide. Find similar thesis. Yeah. Similar thesis of research that you want to do. Yeah. Because by refer to the existing similar thesis, yeah, it will give you some idea what are the research method that this research use, for example. Yeah, how they form, and then how about the data set, and how about this one, and so on. Okay, so when you do for the journal or anything else, yeah, try find a recent article. Okay, recent article. Normally 5 to 7 years we accept. But if you find the article more than that, yeah, in research, we consider that sometimes obsolete. Yeah, why obsolete? Because within that 5 to 7 years, yeah, maybe another researcher has already improved the method and so on. So that's the reason why sometimes in 5 to 7. Okay, and then we also have Scopus, IEEE, WOS, Elsevier, and so on. Okay. Okay, this is another example. We have grant from industry. For example, this is one of grant that I received from Cybersecurity Malaysia. Okay, we call it as an industry project granted. They have problem. They want university to do and collaborate together. Okay, and this is the partnership between university and industry. Okay, and we grant from industry, it is actually a real world problem, yeah, which requires solution. This is one of the example. Okay, forensic investigation of text, and then this is another example of standard operating procedure for SOC, yeah, with incident handling and so on, yeah, privacy and so on. Okay, or maybe student can find journal. When you find journal, please have a look at the one, yeah, future work. So this is example. This article, Security in Internet of Drones, a comprehensive review, is a systematic review study. Okay, so when you read paper or journal like this one, yeah, it shows that maybe this is a result of the chapter 2 of this student, yeah, or this researcher. Okay, because a comprehensive review. When you want to conduct research, you will do review process. So result you can publish. Yeah. That's why sometimes when you do research, you can publish a lots of article. You review one article. You get objective one, you produce one article or one journal. Get result from objective 2, you produce another journal. Get result from objective 3, you produce another journals. You use case study for your framework, for example, another journal. So you can produce a journal. For example, like in my case, uh, okay, for my PhD, for example, I have around 12 journals, for example. Yeah. So it's actually you can it could come from different process. Okay. So this is future work. Have a look at the future work, because normally future work is the part where researcher want to suggest improvement. Yeah. But it's not within their scope. Oops. Uh, it hang. I cannot. What am I doing? Miss Hazina.
Perhaps you can unshare and then share again.
Share. Okay. You and Ahmed Maruf.
Is that you?
No.
Hold on. Can you unshare? Okay, hold on. Give me a minute.
Okay. Okay. I have been hacked. Stop sharing. Yeah. It seems like my mouse is working. Yeah. I cannot click anything. Oops. Should I do? Yeah. Mhm.
If you can leave the session and come back again, that will be the best, I think.
Okay. Okay. I think I need to close this computer because
Mm-hmm.
I anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Control.
yes.
Press control to restart.
Mm, great. All right. So while we are waiting for Dr. Stihaja to come back in again, uh, Google Scholar is a good place for you to go and find information about papers. Okay, you can type in here whatever articles or whatever you want. Let's say steganography, and then it shows you papers where you can get, and then you can even say from when to when you can get a custom range of the years, so that you don't go too way more than 7-10 years. So this is a good example to have. Just try Google Scholar. Okay, so some of them, like this one for example, if you click on that, it will give you a paper that you can read and have some information on. And this is a better source rather than a blog. In research especially, your references must be peer reviewed. That's why you have to be a journal, a paper, conferences, and anything that is peer reviewed, a book. So if you go to websites, it doesn't really help. So I'm going to unshare this again. Dr. Siti Haja, are you back in? Okay, give me.
Okay. Sorry. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, where am I? Okay. Okay. So, I continue with the just now we talk about the journal future works. Okay, now let's look at what inside research thesis. Okay, for this particular part, we want to see in every single chapter that we have and what we will explain. Okay, so for the PSM one, normally it is going to be 2 credit, and for PSM two is going to be normally 4 credit, right? Yeah, and for master, different. Okay, and normally, commonly for thesis or proposal, yeah, for project one, roughly around 50 pages. Yeah. Uh, from the introduction, chapter one, until before references, 50 pages. Okay. And normally for project two, it's around 100 and more. For the appendix, yeah. So you can put more in what we call appendix. Okay, what we have in project one and project two, okay, different. So if you look at here in project one, yeah, commonly we have introduction, literature review, research methodology, and then maybe you will have experimental setup, yeah, or maybe a little bit on the initial result, and then conclusion. That's it. Okay, and normally for the conclusion in chapter 5, you will talk about the future work of what you are going to conduct for the project 2, and we chapter 6 for project 1. That's why you have 5 chapters. Yeah. And then for project 2, normally we have chapter 1, chapter 2 for the literature review, research method for chapter 3, and then starting from for chapter 4, yeah, it's going to be result and analysis. Sometimes experimental and analysis and so on, yeah. And then you will have a testing part, yeah, and also chapter 6 will be the conclusions and future work. Some student maybe will have 6 chapter or 7 chapter, it depends. Normally if you have more, means that your chapter 4 and 5 will be the result, yeah, and the rest. So this one depends on you and supervisor. Okay, what we have one. Chapter 1 is going to be like a brain telling what is your research about. Okay, so intro to the research basic component, yeah. And then normally in your chapter 1, you will identify the need for the study. So examiner will go and shoot to chapter 1 when they want to understand the whole of your thesis. What the student do? And normally they will shoot direct to the research objective or research aim, because by reading at your research aim, students conclude what the project is all about. Okay, so that is the chapter 1, and then it will reflect the problem statement. You will have introduction, right? Overview of the domain, and you will what we call find information and then try to relate between one and another until you show the reason why you use certain solution for this problem, for example. Yeah, and then you will identify how the study will be accomplished a little bit. Okay, so this is example of what you normally have in chapter 1. You will have introduction. You cannot have similar title with the parent title. Okay, this one is the overview. And then you have a problem background, research aim. Research aim normally one statement only. One statement. Yeah, it's not 5 paragraph. No, research aim normally one paragraph. And then or one statement. And then you will have research question, research objective, the scope of your study. Okay, and then sometimes student contribution. Yeah, this one contribution, it depends. Some maybe right, some maybe will not put here. And then your report organization. Yeah, organizations of your report. Chapter 1 say what, chapter 2 say what, yeah, chapter 3 mention what, yeah, and so on. Okay, for example, yeah, this is one of the example, an anomaly detection model by using candid covariance free incremental principal component analysis for wireless sensor network. We know that the domain is wireless sensor network, WSN. Okay, and this is the solution or potential what we call a solution for the problem. Yeah, the problem is on the anomaly detection, for example. Yeah, anomaly detection in wireless sensor network. So they use this potential solution, yeah, to overcome the problem. For example, if you look at here, you can also visualize the scenario until comes to the solution based on this. Yeah, we have a wireless sensor network. Yeah, what is a wireless sensor network? What do we need, and so on. Yeah, this is limitation until it bring to the required solution. Yeah, it's like you show it nicely the reason why you want to introduce this solution in this particular domain. Yeah, there is a problem in the in that particular specific domain until you make a decision to introduce that. Yeah, okay. Research question. What is a research question? Research questions is specific inquiry which the research seeks to provide a response. Okay, and that is the research question. So research question need to be clear and focused and narrow. Yeah, you cannot have the research question that is general. Yeah, how to under, for example, how to understand cybersecurity? What? There is not research question. Too general. Okay. So research question need to be tangible. It can be measured. Yeah. To develop, to design, to validate, to verb. Yeah. You will do something. You will do something. To develop at the end you will develop something. To validate, you will get evidence of something. To design, you will get a design. Yeah, that is the meanings of tangible. Yeah, to allow to get some benefit. Yeah, to ensure it's not tangible. Yeah, you cannot measure. Yeah, to allow what? Yeah, what is the process that you need to do? So it need to be tangible. Okay, and this is clear, focus, narrow research question. Yeah, and then yeah, this is one of the example of research aim. For example, the aim of this research is to design and create a framework for one domain that this student want to develop: online social networks forensic investigation, or SNFI, based on the meta modeling approach. Yeah, which can assist, it's quite long, which can assist newcomer, researcher, stakeholder, and digital forensic investigator, especially for those who wants to investigate OSN activity, to have a clear understanding and view of the whole relationship between concept in the OSN FI domain, for example. So based on this research aim, what are the questions? Okay, what are the questions? The first question, if you look at here, how to identify significant concept, because they want to develop this framework, they need to have a concept. How they can identify the concept? When it comes to this objective, you will identify significant concept in the OSNFI, because by having this significant concept, then only you will design and propose the framework. So you can see that it has a flow nicely from one objective to another objective. And then what are the steps involved in developing a meta model, for example? Yeah, to propose a meta model, this will answer. This question will be answered by objective. So it need to be tally. Okay. So objective, research objective 3 will answer research question 3. Research objective 1 will answer research question 1. You clear with that? Because we don't want at research question 1, objective 1, you want to create something, but it doesn't have a relationship with the second one, for example, or the third one. Yeah, all become silo. That's why sometimes examiner, what you want to do, what your research try to do actually, what is actually the result at the end. That's why sometimes examiner will ask, what is actually the end of your research, the product of your research? Because they want, so make sure after this, all students clear with what we call create the research objective and question. Okay, research hypothesis. What is research hypothesis? It's a statement about the expected outcome of a study that is based on the nature of the relationship between two or more variables. Yeah. For example, this is a very simple hypothesis. Hypothesis has many types. Simple null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, there are lots. Students who eat breakfast will perform better on a math exam than students who do not eat breakfast. One hypothesis. So what your research will do is to confirm the hypothesis is either the hypothesis is correct or wrong. Yeah. So this is the research doing on answering the hypothesis. Okay. Motorists who talk on phone while driving be more errors on a driving course than those who do not talk on the phone. So how to conduct these kinds of research? You maybe can do case study, survey, create the questionnaire, distribute to the respondent. When you distribute to the respondent that you select need to be a sampling population related to your hypothesis. Yeah, you cannot create the question and send to the respondent. For example, your study of hypothesis is for example, school student. you send the information or the questionnaire to the university student. It's not tally. Yeah. So in relevant and on. Wow. Okay. Did you get what I'm talking just now? Okay. So why should research objective be developed? Yeah, research objectives specify how you are going to achieve your goal. The reason why in research objective is very, very important. Yeah, very important because it will show how you achieve your goal. Okay, the reason why research objective is important because it's showing the focus of your study. Avoid unnecessary information. You want to study about wireless sensor network, your research objective need to discuss about that. Yeah, you cannot have study your domain is on wireless sensor network, but in your research question, how come suddenly you have something on the quantum crypto? Okay, so no. And then facilitate organizing of the study. The reason why we come up with the research objective. Okay, how to write research objective? Step 1, you need to define the central point of your research. Okay, wireless sensor network and what, for example, or wireless sensor network, specific, go specific, narrow down. Break down your point into several objectives. Yeah, and then after that, write down your objective by using SMART format. What is a SMART format? This one. SMART format means that when you come out with a research objective, it need to be specific, it need to be achievable, yeah, it need to be time-based, it need to be measurable, it need to be aligned to it. Okay, SMART, yeah, SMART, SMART. Okay. Okay, this is actually the one that I mentioned just now. When you come out with a research objective, it need to be tangible. It need to be something that you can measure. To identify, you will get a list of something that you're identifying. To design, you will design. To develop, to validate, to compare, and so on. Yeah. So unlike research benefit, yeah, will improve. Yeah, will enhance, will allow. We don't have specific process. Will ensure. That one is the research benefit. Yeah, based on my experience supervising student, this is the problem that normally student did. Yeah, but come up with the research objective. The research objective sound benefit. Yeah, sound benefit. Okay. Chapter 2, review other researchers' existing work. What time now? Oh, 9. Okay, so review other researchers' existing work related to your topic is what you will cover in chapter 2. Background on the topic, review each topic, yeah, from broader topic to more specific instruction. We don't want you to have 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.7, 2.2.25. No, you need to create subtopic, yeah, subtopic. And then we discuss, yeah. So normally the summary is, the chapter summary is the summary that will link to the next chapter. Okay, for example, like this one, yeah, literature review, subtopic, yeah. Okay, chapter 3, it will describe method used in the study. Basically how, yeah. If you said that the aim of your study is to go from Kuala Lumpur to Johor, how want to from Kuala Lumpur to Johor Bahru. Step 1, buy ticket from AirAsia and so on. Or you can buy ticket from here. Or you can buy something. It's a step-by-step process. Then what you need to do. Yeah. So chapter 3 is just mentioned that you can buy ticket from AirAsia, or maybe you can buy ticket from it just telling the important things in the step. Yeah. But the real implementation of you buying the ticket, yeah, Sure we produce this code and so on, whatever. That is the result in chapter 4. Researcher conduct the real operation of the step. Yeah. So that's why chapter 3, it just a few, normally few pages. Yeah. You will not have the details of the data set in chapter 3. No. Just maybe the field in your data set, maybe you can explain, or just a snapshot. But don't put list or discussion about how you conduct the objective 1 or objective 2 in the chapter 3. It's just the step. Yeah, it's just the step. What software you use, what hardware required, and so on. You can mention in chapter 3. Okay, data analysis technique, yeah, ethical consideration, data collection, how you get the data collection. I'm going to use 3 kinds of data set. First, I will get the data data banks, for example. The second one, I will crawl the data by using Python, for example. And the third one, I'm going out. So just explain about that one. But the real result, yeah, of the data set from Kaggle and so on, you put in the chapter 4. And if you have a lot of data or data set, yeah, put in appendix. Okay, put in appendix. Okay, for example, like this one, yeah, research methodology. Okay, this is a research methodology framework. Remember just now, I mentioned about when you have a methodology or objective, yes, this is the process. Identify, maybe this one is objective 1 to identify, yeah, whatever. How you identify? You will do this, you will do that, you will do that. This is the output. Okay, this output you will bring to the second phase or the research objective 2, for example, meta model creation, design. And then you will design this one and so on until you get this one, initial or SMFI meta model, which is the objective 2 of your research. Based on this objective 2, the result, what you need to do next, you are going to validate this initial framework. This is not finished. You just come out and write or produce or design the initial, but you need to test this one. And then we go to the next validation. Yeah, how you validate. Okay, there are lots of validation technique. You cannot simply put the validation. You need to study from the researcher, other researcher, how the validation can be conducted. For example, this is a case of developing a meta model framework. So to develop and to validate meta model framework, you can use variety of validation technique. Comparisons against other model, case study, review, cross-validation, and so on. Yeah, pick up 2 or 3 validation technique. Okay, why validation need to have few method? Because if it is not enough for one method, at least you have another to support you. Yeah. For example, like in my case, sometimes students will have 2 or 3. Yeah, for PhD maybe 3. Yeah, for master it's in 4 method. Okay, and then conclusion. You conclude the research, the result. Okay, chapter 4. Chapter 4 is your result. It's the result and findings chapter. Real how researcher answer RQ. Yeah, you will explain how you answered RQ. This one is the process. Now how you conduct this one. How you conduct this one. Real. Yeah. Go to the data bank and so on. Kaggle data bank and so on. Collect. Yeah. 1,500 data set, for example. So you show the process. Provide the product of the analytic process and present the result of findings on the data collected and analyzed. The nature of the design determines the presentation of the nature of your design. If you design questionnaire, what is your data? If you design framework, if you design ontology, if you design this one, if you enhance algorithm, different. Yeah, different. So design and implementation. Chapter 5, another chapter of result if you want to have another. Yeah, this one you need to discuss with your supervisor. Some student enough with chapter 4 only, chapter 4 validation, but some student they want to show the objective, the objective 1 and objective 2 in certain chapter. So it depends. Yeah, depends how to organize research result either in one chapter or two chapter. Okay, for PhD sometimes they have up to 7 chapters, 8 chapters. Yeah, depend. Okay, experimental result, you run the experimental set, you do clustering and so on. Yeah, so you need to show from here. Okay, experimental requirement, what tools you are going to use. Yeah, what are the descriptions of usage? For example, Jupyter Notebook for coding development. This is one of the example of my student. And then they use Skippy, NumPy, Matplot. All these are module because this student doing malware analysis. Yeah. And then using Anaconda, Python for training data, VirusTotal for analysis tools for Android analysis, yeah? And also Microsoft Word for document, yeah, report. And this is the hardware. So we know that this student, in order for her to conduct the research, they require this software, yeah, and they have this hardware. Okay, this is analysis, like the one that I mentioned, analysis, yeah, the framework, what are the methods, analysis. This is the result sometimes. Analysis. Okay, this is a research validation. So when my student want to do research validation, normally I will produce what letter, a specific letter for expert review. Yeah, expert review. Okay, so and then after that they will conduct the expert review. Sometimes they conduct online. Yeah, they conduct online, and then they need to transcribe the result of the online, yeah, discussion. Maybe they record and so on, and then they need to transcribe. Okay, chapter 6 will tell readers summary of your study result. Yeah, summary may include variety, yeah, recommendation, and also future work for the conclusion. Okay, okay. I just want to share a little bit. Sometimes students make mistake, yeah, in this particular part. Yeah, so maybe a few minutes on that. Okay, so maybe this will ease Miss Hazina because we keep telling student but sometimes forget. Yeah, so hopefully for this new student they will not follow the same mistake. Okay, for example, table, you need to make sure that you use table or figure sequence numbering, follow the chapter. It's not okay that you follow the numbering, follow the subsection. Table 2.1.3.4. No, you don't follow the subsection. You follow the sequence of the table in the chapter. Okay. And then list of abbreviation. Declare only once. And then the rest, use the short form. Don't use the full name few times. Yeah, you only declare one and then use the short form for the rest of your thesis. Every time when you have formulas, you need to have represent the formula. Yeah. This one, we know that the formula exists in chapter 3. Okay. And then for the table title, make sure the title above the table, not below the table. And for the figure title below the figure. Okay. This is common mistake. Yeah. And then, yeah, find current sources of your research. Yeah, 7 years back, for example. Yeah, if more than that, it's going to be obsolete. Okay. And then please utilize the style that we have. Yeah. Why I telling you this? Because when we want to check student thesis, yeah, sometimes we get this what we call all this kind of, unformatted and so on. Yeah, it gives us some stress a little bit. Yeah, so make sure that when you submit your draft to your supervisor, it already in good format and so on. Okay. Okay, research do and don'ts a little bit. Yeah, what you need to do. Please, proactive communication with supervisor. It's very crucial. yeah, to help and guide you to produce a good research proposal. Okay, don't afraid to see your supervisor. Okay, proactive communication. Even if you have simple progress, you show to the supervisor, maybe by email, yeah. And schedule regular meeting with supervisor to show your progress. Please write your thesis and research report by using academic writing. Academic writing means that in thesis you need to explain, yeah, describe, yeah, not like assignment, point form. We don't like too many point form. Explain. We want explanation, yeah, and then understand research concept, data set, yeah, validation, review, and know how to search. Okay, there are lots of process that you can do, yeah, Google Docs and so on, yeah, know how to research. And then please master the art of the time management, because when you do project, yeah, you will do project at the end of your study. Okay, by the end of your study, you will have what we call a bombastic subject at the end. Okay, subject yang susah-susah and so on, right? So time management is very important. Okay, you need to have friends also, yeah, to share and motivate each other. Don't do alone. And then regularly review and revise your research plan. Okay, uh, better you have a Gantt chart at the beginnings of your research. Don't normally I can see that student develop Gantt chart at the end. Okay, you need to have a Gantt chart before you start, so that you know that you are in this particular part. You still have this one, still have enough time and so on. Time management is very important. And then invest time in a comprehensive literature review. Yeah, don't ginger. Don't ginger. And then effort with fellow researcher. Okay, research don't include anything that doesn't answer the questions. Okay, so specific, and arrange your chapters wisely. Do not practice plagiarism. Okay, avoid, yeah, because remember every single chapter you need to submit, and every single chapter need to be below 20%. 19, yeah, 90 is the highest. So when we have higher, you need to make sure that you need to edit and so on. And then to meet your, yeah, doing alone the research. Meet SB only when you want SB to sign form. Road to failure. Okay. And then objective not clear. Make sure that your objective is clear, yeah, and precise. And then methodology not relevant to the objective and research direction. Haywire. Your research objective is like this. Your research questions is like this. Research aim doesn't answer the research questions and so on. So haywire. Yeah. Don't. Okay, so the summary talk. Okay, this one is actually the example, of my previous students lah. Yeah. So introduction and so on. Okay, this one is actually the problem, and so on lah. Okay, hidden camera, problem background, the objective, the main purpose. I think I'm not going to, go specific to this one. Yeah. So this is example of project granted by CSM. Yeah, CSM request project. Okay, request project. So the students are actually doing on that request project. Achievement, future work. And okay, when you do research, you want to claim that that is your work and you want other to read your result, right? Okay, so your contribution is going to be your publication. Yeah, can you imagine that other researcher, they just keep quiet doing research and then put in. So the knowledge is not continuous, yeah, sharing. So when we publish, because we want to share the knowledge with others. Okay, that's the reason why we need to have a publication. Okay, guys, I think that's all from me about research. Hopefully, it will give you some idea before you start your research. Yeah, and then I think, yeah. Um, Back to Miss Hazina.
Thank you, Dr. Siti Hajar.
Okay.
Currently, we don't have any questions regarding research. I'm thinking everybody was paying attention, so they are taking in
Okay,
everything you
Alhamdulillah.
said.
Everybody understand. Oh, I'm so happy.
Because this is
Everybody understand.
because this is something new. I think they're going to take
Yes.
some time to digest it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but everyone, if you do have a question, there you go. There's the question. Right. Okay. This is a question for, okay, a few now. I have read that some finds client for, okay. 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 All right. I think they are jumping into PSM rather than so much research. So I'm just gonna go, if I made this Tihaja, I'm just gonna come in for a little bit.
Mm-mm.
Um uh, there is a question, but it's regarding PSM.
Oh,
Okay.
finding
And
client. Do we define the research? Oh, okay. How to know if, okay, do we define the research before finding client? Okay, so when you find client, I think is when you, it can be, sometimes you have an idea, you just bring, because sometimes when you meet client, the issue will be different, yeah. So you can actually discuss among them, yeah. If you have a client and I mean maybe yes, so it depends. It depends. If you have and ready with some research potential and solution, it's good for you to discuss with the client. Yeah, because maybe you can see that some they have some existing solution. Yeah, but it's not working. So maybe you can improve that solution. Okay. Um, Second question, how to know if a research have sustainability that we can continue is in master. Oh, okay. Okay. Basically, research, yeah, when you conduct research, the more deep you go into, yeah, you can find that there are lots of other, yeah, research that require from your narrow down researches now, yeah. Sometimes some student, there are some project, yeah, that is potential, yeah, for us to continue, yeah, for another further study, for example, master or PhD, because it derive for some further problem, or you can find new problem based on the existing result that you find, for example. So normally it has a continuation, yeah. And we need to understand that sometimes domain is dynamic, it keep change, yeah. For example, uh, I have students doing on drone, for example, yeah. 5 years ago drone is like this one, but now drone will be different. So another problem come, yeah. So you can easily continue. Okay, I'm doing PSM1 and just waiting for the presentation. Okay, good, Nana. Is it actually okay if I felt not confident with what I'm doing? And it actually common. Don't worry. Based on the what we call, because like this, when you do research, it's not like mathematics, 1 plus 1. You know the okay, but doing research, it could come and it could grow, yeah, in different way. So subjective. It's quite difficult for examiner, or it's quite difficult for us to say that this is wrong, for example, yeah. Maybe it has some potential on that. So the important thing doing research is you can justify the reason why you use this data set, the reason why you come out with two, for example, enhancement. You justify. Justification is what examiner wants to hear from you. Yeah, because for example, PhD, it need to be novelty. You need to have something novelty, something new. Okay, nobody have done that. You are the first person. Yeah, because that is the reason why you have the philosophical, yeah. So let your philosophy thinking grow, yeah. I think this is actually the idea, so I'm going to do that. Go. So that's research. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So not confident is, but don't be not confident the whole time you do research. Yeah. Avoid from that. Okay. Some would say that, okay, Syukur, so that this is more beneficial from the aspect of knowledge and application if we take the development, yes, compared to the research. Is it true? And especially in the network, which is more weak and okay, yeah. For me, uh, some of my students, even though they are doing research development, sorry, system development, but normally it has some research component in the system development. The one that I showed just now, yeah, Aina Afifa, doing on the what we call hidden camera by using the Node MCU. Actually, it's system development, but it gives some idea of using the Node MCU inside the system. It's going to be mixed actually, mixed system development and also research. Yeah, yeah, in the network and security, right? Yeah, it depends. Sometimes some students said, or maybe some researcher, or maybe outside people say that if you do research, you can on you. But if you do system development, it's going to be difficult for you. I would say that that one is not really correct. Yeah, because for example, like in my case, when I did my PSM in UTM, yeah, I'm UTM FC alumni also. I'm doing system development. Yeah, develop system for server and so on. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, yeah. When we do master, we still can, do research and so on. Yeah, so don't worry about that lah.
Dr.
Okay.
Siti Hajar,
Ah.
if I may inject some information there.
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
Knowledge is knowledge. Knowledge is vast and big, and you cannot get
Mm.
everything.
You're right.
So if you do research, there is a certain portion you'll get. If you do system development, there's a certain portion you will get. Okay, so
Yeah.
is one better than the other? Not really. Is one worse
Mm-mm.
than the other? Not really. But the thing is, when you want to pursue PSM, you want to decide whether you want to do research or you want to do system development, first think about what you're going to do after PSM. If you
Yes.
have no intention to be in academics, okay, you want to explore, this combination of tools and how can you develop things and what you can give people to use, then go ahead and do system development. Some students do research because they think there is no coding in research, and that is wrong.
Isn't
Any project,
yes.
research or system development that do not have programming, it would not be approved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by knowledge, you can get knowledge. You can get knowledge by developing, find some new ways of putting things, teaching, for example. You can teach using method A or B or C or D, and then you go and find E, and then you develop something for that. Sure. Or you want to research that, you can do that too. So by aspect of knowledge, both have aspect of knowledge. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, going back to
Yes.
the
But
one that says how
the
can you
knowledge.
research? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So don't worry. Yeah. Even if you are doing system development, like Miss Azina said, yeah, you will learn in that direction. Yeah. So maybe in terms of coding, because some student they love doing development. Yeah. But some student they love to uh, do some study. Yeah. In depth on certain thing. For example, I think it depends on. Yeah. Don't worry about that. You
Also,
will still become
also
a
if
good
you
researcher. Even if you are doing system development. Yeah, maybe I am one of the product of that.
again, if
Inshallah,
you
yeah,
add
yeah,
it to it, for
yeah.
example, Dell has a research and development
Yeah.
department. Okay, so if you develop something or you like to program, and you can also go into the workforce and apply it. So development and research, yes, there are jobs for you. Just go with your passion. That
Yes,
is
yes,
important.
well. Mm-mm,
Okie
mm-mm.
dokie. What else do we have? Oh, can we make a collaboration, for example, research on topic that out of network and security field like industrial automation? For PSM, I would say no. Why? Because your program learning outcome, that means
Mm-mm.
after you graduate, your what you can have is network and security applied in the real world to solve the problem in the real world.
Yeah,
So if
yes.
you go outside of network and security, that is not under the field of study.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a big but over here. But if you go into automation, but you are looking at the process to find, let's say, a security hole, computer security hole, not a gut thing lah, no, a computer security hole, and you want to research that, yes.
Mm-mm.
So you have to bring it back to network and security. Any field, you can go into medical field, you can go into chemical field, doesn't matter, but it has to come back to network and security, PSM.
Yeah, the contribution, yeah, the contribution of network and security in that particular domain. Yeah,
Mhm.
privacy setting in the infrastructure of oil and gas. Yeah, many students are actually doing on different things lah. Yeah, don't worry. But again, like Miss Azina said, yeah, we need to have the because you are your scroll is on the computer network and security. Yeah, so later they will ask you. Yeah, make sure that your project is actually related on that. Yeah. Oh, system development part. Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about calling another lecturer to have another session. If you
Inshallah,
guys are interested,
inshallah.
I'll do that. But you
Yeah,
guys have
yeah.
to come.
Oh, Miss Hazina, expert in that system development.
Well, all the lecturers are experts. We have been doing this a long
Okay.
time. Do we
Yes.
have any
All
other questions?
FC
It's
student,
already.
yeah, all FC student, FC lecturer understand how the system development.
Mm.
It's like a me, right? Mhm. Okay.
All right. It's already 9:30, and I think we should let Dr. Siti Haja go because tomorrow is a work day. Okay. If you have any other
Oh,
questions, you can either email me, email Dr. Siti Haja. Maybe I can come up with sort of like a, question and answer forum. Oh, there is no e-learning yet, but we can do
you
something
can
like
mail
that
me
where
at
you
haja
just
at
ask questions.
utm.my also.
Mm.
Mhm.
And then we can give you answers. So
Okay, Ruki, you're asking what different in doing research in university and research institute. Research institute, you mean center of excellence or what? In UTM or what? Or in MIMOS? Oh, okay. Okay. So maybe in university is going to be basic, yeah, basic, yeah. Okay. The interesting part when you have collaboration with industry, sometime because you are doing research for them, sometimes they will allow you to use certain equipment that happen in CSM. So CSM allow for some data set, real data set for students who are doing that. Yeah, or because students are doing particularly on their project, but the project need to be declared confidential because they are using the real data set. Yeah. So yeah, of course there is a pro and cons doing. If you get the research doing particularly for specific company, uh yeah, it will give you a lots of support lah, yeah, in terms of so. Okay.
all right, I think that is it. If you have any other questions, email us and we will try to, answer you. But we do have to let Dr. Siti Haja go today. Thank you very much, Dr. Siti Haja,
Thank
for
you
the
so
presentation
much
and
for
answering
having me.
questions and all
Bye
of the knowledge you
bye.
gave. So thank you again, and thank you everyone for coming. And if I have any other
Welcome.
information regarding anything, I will let you know. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Bye.